Hi everyone. We are going to today we are going to discuss about Git, how we are going to use the Git in our day-to-day activities in terms of DevOps or any other fields. So basically, we will see that how day-to-day use command that we are going to use in our day-to-day work in our company or any company. So basically, we will discuss each commands of Git and how we are going to use it in local systems, how we are going to use in any code editor. I'm going to discuss mainly about the Visual Studio Code, so that would be very helpful. So what I have observed that many people were asking that how we can do this type of task in multi branches or the single branches, how we can push the codes into the our remote repository. So basically, we are going to discuss these things in our this sessions. So as you can see in my screen, this is my GitHub repository. So you can clone it. I will paste it in my comment sections. So this is a simple web app applications which I have just forked from Mumshad, and he's one of the best teacher for Kubernetes courses. So I have just forked this appli web applications from his GitHub repository. So what we have to do first thing that the GitHub repository what which we are seeing on this portal that is at the remote locations. Okay, before we if you want to work on the code level or if you want to work on this particular repository, what we have to do, we have two options. Either we will work on this GitHub UI or we can clone this particular repository into the local system, and after our work is done we can push it back to this remote repository. So never suggest anyone to work on the GitHub UI because this is something that everybody has visibility. So better to make a clone of it to the local repository, and if our work is done, push it back to the remote repository. So this is one of the suggested way. So as you can see here, this is my repository, and in repository there is one this is my this is on this is the name of my GitHub account, and in GitHub account I have 28 repositories. On 28 out of 28, I'm just showing you this is one of the one repository, simple web app. So as you can see here, it shows a code. This is the pull request. Something if someone has already make a pull request, we can see here, and this is the actions. So basically, let me just show you what does it means. Just like as if we have any packages installed, if we are working on GitHub itself, just like as installing the packages and combining it, so we can use this. This is one of the features. So basically, and we have many more options in terms of security of this particular repository. So we can enable this set security policies. Let me just show you. Set up a security policies. So accordingly, there would be some advisories would be shows up, and we can set up that um, any security policy just like as version supported security policies, and accordingly we can create that just like as I'm just committing this one directly to the master branch. Just click on it. So automatically, as you can see here, created a security.md file. So this security policies has been applied this to this particular branch. So when we just talk about insights, just like it shows something inside information that exactly how many contributors are available for this particular branch, how many pull requests has been done, how many push requests, is there any issues, is there any merge conflict. So it will shows all the information, inside information about this particular repositories. So basically now let's go to the settings one. So basically in settings we have a very cool features available in the GitHub. So that is one of the most used feature, that is when we just go on the branches here, as you can see that there is a branch protection rule, something just like that. When we just working on any industries or any companies, so they have a very strict rule that nobody is going to touch the master branch. Okay, so what does it mean that nobody is going to touch the master branch? It means that nobody can push their code directly to the master branch. If they're going to push the code, they required a code review. Okay, so what we can do that we can enable, if we are merging any branch to the master, if we are merging any other branch to the master, we can apply a rule just like as add a rule, and just like as in branch name pattern, I'm just mentioning that any branch, okay, starts shows as any branch required a pull request. So before we merge any branch to the master, it requires a pull request. First, we need to pull the code, then requires approval as well. We can just add the numbers of just like as two approvals or one approvals. Accordingly, we can choose that if the code need to be reviewed by two of the person or three of the person of the organizations, we can accordingly edit that. So this is one of the cool feature of that, like protecting the master branch, so that unwillingly or by mistake, if someone pull or push their code directly to the master or merge their branch directly to the master, it would avoid these types of mistakes. Okay, so this is one of the features, and this is one of the webhooks. Just like as if you integrate this GitHub to any Jenkins or anything, just like as automatically commit will happen. It would shows that okay, this commit is pushed to the Jenkins pipeline, and it will shows the notification that this particular build or this particular commit has been successfully built and it has been pushed. Okay, as you can see here, specifically is mentioned that it is going to allow the external services to be notified when certain events happen. If we are pushing a certain commits to the particular GitHub repository, it would show us the notifications automatically. It triggered that particular build. Okay, we will see that each and everything's in an upcoming session. So let us go on the first page and the code one. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to first clone this one in my git bash. So I have created this one. So git clone, and we need to mention that particular GitHub repository, and it's cloning now. Now it's done. Okay, when I just see this one, as you can see, it's showing my web app applications. So when I just see the status, as you can see, I'm getting this an error that this is not a Git repository. Okay, this is one of the way that I have cloned my remote repository to my local system. But if I work on that particular remote repository, sorry, on that remote repository locally, I need to initialize the Git, okay, into any repository where my code is available. Okay, so first I'm going to show you how we can do that with the help of Visual Studio Code. After that, we can see the same thing with the help of Git Bash. Okay, so what we have to do, just I have opened the Visual Studio Code. As you can see here, I'm already in the terminal. I have chosen as Git Bash as my terminal. I'm in the dev folder. So let me see that it is reflecting here or not. So as you can see here, it's showing the simple web app. So what we have to do, file, open folder, and go on the documents or on the desktop, just search for, mm, let me go here and search for dev folder, and this is my code repository. Okay, so just ignore it. So this is one of these are the files .git ignore. This is my piece of code app.py. It's a Python based code. This is my readme file, and this is my security file which we have just created. Okay, so what we have to do, just like as you can see here, I have already installed one of this is a git source control extension, which is by default installed, or it's not installed, you can install it in the form of extension. So we required one of the cool feature of the git graph in the form of extension. Let me install it. Okay, now it's installed. So when the git graph is installed, automatically you will see this type of feature in the source control management itself. Okay, so let us go on the source control one and go on the git graph. As you can see here, it will shows all the history of that particular remote repository. Okay, and along with the bottom branch and the commit details and the author itself. Okay, as you can see here, this is the commit ID name. This is the commit message, what we have done that on the particular branch. This is the testing, reward test, test, update. These are the commit messages, and this is the date on which that particular commit has happened. And these are the author names, okay, who done that particular commit, and these are the commit IDs. Okay, as you can see here in the branches option, it's showing the show all. Okay, as you can see here, it shows only the master. Okay, origin head, the currently where we are, and the origin master, the same thing. Okay, so let me just choose show all. What we will do first, we will create a branch. So as you can see here in the git graph, we have a cool feature that at particular commit, okay, if we wanted to do a create a branch on that particular commit, we can do that. What we have to do, just go on that and right click. As you can see, you are getting an option to create a branch. Okay, so I am just creating a branch just like as in the name of testing. Okay, and you can see there is an option to check out just like as after creating a branch, I just wanted to go into that particular branch. So just check this box and click on create branch. Okay, now you can see here the testing branch has been created on this particular commit. Okay, so when I done this, there is an option showing as publish this branch. Publishing means that the sign itself shows that it would reflect in the remote repository. If our task is only to create a branch on any particular commit, so our task is done. Okay, so when I just click on publish branch, let me show you. So it is popping that would you like code to periodically run git fetch. So git fetch is an options where it would try to pull the changes from the remote repository to the local repository. Sometimes it may happen that a same piece of code, if many developers are working, we used to, before we merge or before we do any changes, we try to git fetch. We use the git fetch command to check that, okay, before my git push, if something has changed, we need to adapt the code accordingly. Okay, so it's asking me to do that. I just say as yes. Okay, so let us see that it's our piece of code has changed or not. Okay, let me refresh this page. So as you can see here, after refreshing the page itself, it's showing as two branches. Okay, so wait, let me just close this browser. Just a minute. Okay, here it is. So as you can see here, two branches has been created, master and testing. Okay, so this is the testing branch which I have just created. So now we go again to the Visual Studio, and we have already done that. After the check out, we are currently at testing branch. Okay, so let me just show you in the terminal itself in the git bash. We are in the simple web app. If we just try to run the command git status, as you can see here, it shows that we are on branch testing. Okay, origin testing. So let me clear it. And if I did any changes, just like as if I create any file, mkdir test1, if I just created any test file here, just a new file has been created in test1 in the simple web app, and that particular branch, a directory or folder has been created. If I just wanted to go on the cid test1, okay, I'm in the test1 folder. If I just create any touch, with the help of touch command, we can create an empty file. I'm just mentioning file1.txt, any text file. I'm just for an example. I have just created. Okay, touch is not recognized. Okay, let me just go with cat. Okay, it doesn't exist. Okay, they're trying to find out. Let me, with the help of powerful editor, VI, we are going to use that. The term VI is also itself. Okay. Sorry, it's my bad. We haven't seen that we are using the PowerShell as editor. We need to change it to Git Bash. Okay, sorry, it's my fault. Let me show you again the Git status. We are in the testing branch. So generally what we have just seen that these kind of mistakes maybe happen in our day-to-day activities, okay? So we don't need to be panic, we need to be very careful, okay? If you did any mistake, if you're getting such kind of things, so try to observe that, okay, what kind of error we are getting, okay? Accordingly, we can check that. So we are in branch of the testing. So let me see that. Okay, test is already created, test one, what we have done that. We are in test one. So let me just create any simple file, what we are trying to create that. Let us see that it's generating or not. Okay, now it's generated. Text file is generated. As you can see here, whatever the operation we are doing in the terminal, accordingly it was reflecting in the left hand side of the Visual Studio Code. As you can see, the test one folder is created. Inside the test one folder, there is one text.txt is created. Okay, you can do the same operations here. Okay, and the editor itself, just like as if you want to create any folder, you can just click on it, any folder, just like as new folder inside the test one. I just mentioning test two. Okay, that's it. Test 2 is created. Inside test 2, if you want to create any file, let me do that. Text2.txt. Now, inside test 1, there is another folder is created test 2, and inside test 2, there is one text2.txt file is created. Okay, so accordingly, if I write anything that this is my first video for DevOps, I have just mention this. Okay, as you can see here, there is one line is coming in the pop-up. It means that it's not saved yet. For saving it, you can just press Ctrl S. Okay, when you just click Ctrl S, so the changes you have done in the text2.txt, it has been saved. So now the whatever the changes we are doing till yet, it's on locally. Okay, it's not published yet. As you can see here, the numbers it's showing here. Okay, the two pending changes. Okay, so now what we have decided that we are going to discuss the Visual Studio Code, how we are going to use the Visual Studio Code. So we will focus on that, and in after that we will discuss on the Git Bash as well, that how we can do this all this operation with the help of Git Bash in the terms of commands. So we will discuss that as well. So as you can see here, we have created this text2.txt, text.txt. These are the two changes we have done that. So first what we will do, we will in Git, there would be three operations. Okay, in our from our working space, first it will go to the staging area, then it will go to the remote repository. Okay, so first we need to want to stage all the changes. Okay, all the changes has been pushed from our local working space, local working space to the staging area. It's not committed yet. If I just wanted to commit, what we have to do, just like as push on commit. Okay, I didn't mention any messages, so it will by default it will go as update something. Let us we will see that. Okay, now it's committing. Okay, we can see the same thing here. Let me refresh it. We have a two branch. We'll go to the testing one. Okay, it's not reflected yet. Still the operation is ongoing. It's taking time. So now we can see that the our changes has been pushed with the help of git commit -m and here itself. Now it is taking time, so that's why I use this command to push my code to the local repository. Just like it's from working space, it went to staging area, from staging area to local repository. If I just want this push If I just wanted to push these changes to the remote repository, I need to use this command git push hyphen u origin. I just wanted to push these changes in testing branch, right? Origin testing doesn't happen to git repository. Okay. Could not read. So as you can see here, I just mentioned git push hyphen u origin and testing. They're the name of branch where I just wanted to push this change. As you can see here, the changes has been done. The code has been pushed. Let us now we can see and observe that what changes. As you can see here, it shows that testing branch testing had reached and pushed less than a minute ago. So as you can see here, test one new folder has been created. Test one again new folder what we have just created and text2.txt. This is my first video of DevOps. So this things has been the changes has been done and it has been pushed to the remote repository. Okay. So this is one of the way, just like is changing. If I just wanted to revert the changes, what I have done that, I don't want that. Okay, what we have to do first, we need to run this command git reflog. So it will shows all the histories of the commit what we have done that particular branch. So let me just show you. As you can see here, the commit with the help of commit new changes. This is the commit message what we have done, and this is the commit ID. And currently we are in origin testing branch. As you can see here, the testing branch. So this is before this is the commit. So I just wanted to revert and I wanted to go on this commit ID. So I need to make a copy of it. When I just click select it, it will copy it. I need to go on the git revert. Okay, I just mention this copy. Wait, it's not copied yet. Wait. Okay, now it's copied. Yeah, it's asking that would you want to the commit message is asking me to change that. So here we need to mention the commit message just like as a revert test. Okay, okay, I just mentioned that revert test git revert and this has been reverted. When I just see that git status nothing to commit working tree clean because we have already pushed all the changes. And when I just click on git reflog, so as you can see that we have already reverted up and we are at currently the commit ID will be changed, but we are at currently on this one, this particular commit. So let me just show you. As you can see here, 3 minutes ago, and this is the test one file. Because we have done the changes locally, we haven't pushed it yet. So to reflect the changes at the remote repository, we need to push the code. Git push hyphen u origin and the name of the branch where we have done this all the changes. So as you can see here, the changes has been done. Now let us see that the changes has been reflected here or not. Less than a minute ago. Okay, what changes we have done that? We can see here view commit details, the revert exists. Okay, these are the changes. Okay,